We've got Joslyn Davis, our game Leave It to Clevver, and the Hily app today on It's Complicated.
You're listening to It's Complicated with your hosts Jennifer Golden and Lauren Leonelli, coming to you live from the AfterBuzz TV studios in Los Angeles, California.
Hello, everyone. This episode of It's Complicated is brought to you by Tatum Verbatim, a new podcast from Great Love Media, hosted by our good friend, Academy Award winner, Tatum O'Neal. Join this legendary show, business icon, for a wild ride. She tells some tales, guys, dishes a little dirt, and talks about her passions, obsessions, and questions. Tatum Verbatim, helpful, hopeful, and a hell of a lot of fun. Subscribe now on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Guys, take a listen to that. It's awesome. And welcome back to another episode of It's Complicated. The struggle is real when you're dating in the city, guys. It's real.
So true.
I'm Lauren.
I'm Christina.
And we have Christina stepping in today. Thank you so much for coming in. We've actually had Christina on our show before. We've got her in here tonight. And we also have a little drink of the day. Christina is having Just La Croix. She's on a little detox.
365 days, no alcohol.
What day are you on?
Oh, I'm almost at 6 months. 6 months, like October 17th.
Okay, well, I'm having our drink, and we are calling this drink of the day today Clevver Cocktail. Yes, Clevver Cocktail, guys, because it is made of key lime. This is a new La Croix flavor, if you guys all didn't know. Key lime La Croix and vodka, which is our favorite mixer. And it's really good for a big night out or a girl's night out because we hydrate while we dehydrate. So it's a really clever cocktail. Like you're keeping it clean. You're drinking water and vodka at the same time. Lessens the hangover. And if you have enough of them, you're going to boomerang yourself doing body rolls like our guest, Joslyn Davis. We're going to get her in here and talk to her about all that. And this is a really fun drink. I'm going to take a little sip because
it's so good without the alcohol, too.
I mean, the key lime is really good, but with the vodka, it's also really good. Let's be real. Okay, guys. So today we are really excited to get our guest Joslyn Davis in the studio because we love Clevver TV, and Joslyn is like the mastermind behind Clevver TV. So she is an on-air host and producer of Clevver TV, as well as an executive producer of Clevver Media. You may have seen Joslyn hosting and reporting for shows on the Project Runway website, Designing Spaces, Think Green on HTV, Teen.com, California Adventure TV, and Australia's top national morning show, Sunrise. That sounds amazing. But you probably know her best from The Amazing Race in 2016, where she and her fellow Clevver TV host Aaron Robinson were competitors. We're going to talk to her about that.
And her breakthrough into success came from co-hosting the web series Beauty Break on Clevver Style with Friends. As on 2017, Clevver Style has accumulated over 2 million subscribers, largely part to Beauty Break and its 2 spin-offs, Lunchy Break and Beauty Trip. And
you guys, it's so funny. They're so funny. They're just like little short segments. Like Clevver TV does a lot of like celebrity info, entertainment news, gossip, things like that. But then they also like really sort of let you into the eyes of the hosts and like sort of like the vlogging eyes. Like you're in there with them. Like you can see Joslyn like doing everyday things. Like behind the scenes, it's so fun. And Joslyn also, when it comes to celebrities, has interviewed like Robert Pattinson, Ian Somerhalder, Justin Bieber. Like she's interviewed the All-American Rejects. Like she's on the red carpet doing it. And she was just recently with Shania Twain. Like I feel like they're BFFs now. We need to also ask her about that.
And she's a California girl.
Yes.
She's super smart, too. She grew up right here in Los Angeles. She completed internships in media world while attending the University of California, Irvine, where she graduated with a bachelor's in English and a minor in Spanish. She went and spent a semester abroad overseas at Carlos III University in Madrid, Spain.
Yeah.
Joslyn also volunteers in her spare time for her favorite nonprofit organization, Music Saves Lives. I love a person who gives back.
I mean, yeah, and like, how does she have time? We're gonna like a body roll for that one. We're gonna get her an air maker body roll because she does that on all of her social media outlets. It's like amazing and fun, and she's like so lighthearted and like natural, and I think that's why people relate to her and to Clevver TV, because it's just so, it feels real. Even though sometimes they're talking about celebrities or whatever, they try different funny foods, and like you get to go along with them everywhere they go. They go to like Coachella, anyway, it's just so much fun. And if you guys don't know it, look it up, but there's like 2 million subscribers or something like that. So it's pretty awesome. We are excited to get Jocelyn into the studio. We are going to talk to her about growing up and dating in LA, how she landed her dream job where she gets paid to be herself, and how she uses her amazing race skills to navigate through her relationship and her super busy life. All very valid information, and we might even talk to her about some crystals. We have some crystals here. Christina brought in some crystals.
I always have my crystals.
And I grabbed this one, and this one is what?
That one, so I don't exactly know what that crystal is, but I know it means new beginnings and hope. So I picked it up, and I had to keep it with me.
Now I'm like, why did I pick that up? Because I want new beginnings and hope.
Well, it's interesting that's the one you chose.
That's
so
the
you're
one I
ready
chose.
for new
I know.
beginnings.
I think I am. I think I'm starting some new beginnings. And also, guess what just happened? I just had a birthday. Maybe it's like the new beginning of my new year into the new year.
Oh my God, that's
me.
amazing. Happy birthday, babe.
Thank you. I think that's maybe why I picked that. So we are going to fill you in on what we've been up to over the last week. We're going to air our dirty laundry. I had a birthday party. My boyfriend's daughter had a birthday party. Her birthday's the day before mine, so it was like birthday party central. I was very tired by the time it was my birthday because of all of the things. Like so many parties, and there's only so much partying you can do. And also I'm like in my mid-30s, and so 12 o'clock rolled around and I was like, gotta go. And my boyfriend was like, no, you cannot do that. You have to stay longer. I like for the last hour at the bar, I was like, I'm gonna do it. It was really hard. And the drinks were always like a tiki bar, so the drinks were all really like tropical and like a lot. And I normally don't drink drinks like that, so it was like hard to drink kind of. They were great, but it was like, how many of those like fruity, crazy drinks can you drink, you know?
Yeah, you just get tired.
I know, and
Yeah.
I got tired. But it was really fun, and it was so great to be like around all my family and friends, and I had a great time. What have you been up to? What's going on?
Oh, so much. First off, Underground Unattached, the dating company that I
Yes.
started 3
Yes.
years ago. We've pivoted. This summer, we were accepted into a startup accelerator program.
Awesome.
And we began a pre-beta last Wednesday with an improv workshop in Venice. And then last night, we did a meditation meets the Beatles. So we've discovered that people prefer to meet their significant other in real life doing the things that they love to do. So we're building a platform for that.
I love it. It feels so much more organic that way. Like you're going to do this thing that you want to do. And also everyone there happens to be single. So if you meet somebody you like, amazing.
Exactly.
Takes the pressure off. Such a great
Totally.
idea. I love it. I'm totally into it. Okay, guys, we need to talk. We are going to quickly discuss. Consult by Jenna has asked us a question. We're going to answer her very quickly. She asks, any insight on long-distance relationship and what makes them work? Well, I think I'm just going to say this really briefly. Like, you have to treat a long-distance relationship like any relationship, with respect, with communication, with honesty. Sometimes you may need to pay more attention to those specific things, but they have to exist in any relationship. And I think for sure it's delicate, but it's the same, in my opinion, it's the same as any other relationship. You're not like more or less committed, like you're not more or less honest. I think maybe you might have to pay a little more attention to communication.
Oh, totally. So much more attention to communication. I also think that, like, you know, a long-distance relationship isn't really a relationship. It's the promise of a relationship. And two people have to really state their intentions and have the same exact attention, and then really play a game to keep this relationship alive until we can actually be together in the same location. So making up rituals to do with each other while you're afar, like get on a video chat.
FaceTime and have a glass of wine or something.
Yes, that. Play a game together.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's basically...
Be creative.
Exactly. Be creative, pay attention to communication. And really quick, we're going to pack up our emotional baggage and meet our favorite celebrities in baggage claim. We need to talk about Harvey Weinstein for a second because, oh my God. So he basically got kicked out of his own company. That fucking sucks. Like... hi, this is my company, and everyone's like, gotta go. Now your brother is running the show because, what is it, like 8 women or something have said that he is, you know, basically sexually harassed them? I think it was 8 women. And, you know, he has you said you have heard some reports that he said, like, that's how we
like
did
Mad
business.
Men days. Yeah. Mad Men days, that's how I grew up in the 60s, 70s, and that was acceptable. We walked into the workplace and you were able to do those things. And so now he's doing what generally any typical politician or public figure does, is you step back. I mean, come on, did he really get kicked out of it's his company. So I imagine that he stepped back.
Yeah.
And then he said, I need to go reflect on what I did, go through a spiritual journey. He'll step back and then he'll come back into the light within 6 months to a year.
And then when the smoke clears, it'll be like, oh, here he is again, and like no harm, no foul.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks. And also, guys, Jeremy Meeks, do you know who he is? Do you know who he is, Christina?
I Googled him before the show, and he has these beautiful blue eyes.
I had to Google him, too, because you guys remember the convict that got all the attention because he had a really hot mugshot? He's like mocha skin, crystal blue eye, apparently is divorcing his wife and dating Chloe Green.
A billionaire.
Billionaire. She's like the Top Shop heiress. And so it's like, it's a little disconcerting.
Do we know what he went to jail for?
I don't know.
Well, he got rich then, so now he's dating a billionaire.
He's getting attention because he's good looking, which I think is quite shallow, and he's a convict, so awesome. And also, speaking of a rich kid, Nicole Richie's sister, what's her name? Sophia Richie. She is dating Scott Disick, who is like twice her age.
Yeah,
I don't know how, not twice her age, but he's a lot older than her.
And Lionel is terrified.
Yeah, he like literally was quoted.
I'm terrified for her too.
Yeah, and he said that. He's like, I'm terrified. I don't like this. And yeah, I mean, I'm assuming he's a little off put because like Scott has 3 kids, which whatever, okay, fine. But like she's so young, and she's a teenager still. Isn't she like 19 or something? I don't even know. And
everyone has to make their own mistakes, right? Isn't that what they say?
You guys.
Every person's brought to you for a specific message or a specific reason. So.
And maybe he's there to teach her a lesson like, don't date me. How about that? And you guys, this week in reality TV land, okay, the New Jersey Housewives started, and I'm like, need to catch up, but oh my God, like, I cannot even believe, like, they're all back together, and the other Danielle Staub girl that was on from the very beginning is now back again and, like, friends with Teresa, and they were, like, the worst enemies ever. I can't wait to see what happens with that. And we always talk about Dancing with the Stars. It's actually just finished airing, and I don't know what happened, and I'm dying, but we will report next week, because we love Nick and Vanessa, because we talk about, like, their relationship goals. Like, we think they're so cute that they're like husband and wife, dancing with the husband and wife, and like cheering each other on, but they're also like healthily competitive with each other, and we sort of think it's like fun. So I hope they did well tonight. And we are going to talk about a dating app, guys. Now, Christina does some dating like app-ish type things. You're sort of moving into that, and we like to bring you different dating apps every week to see, you know, there's so many out there.
So many.
And some of them are really specific, and it might work for you if you're not just like a Tinder Bumble person. This one is called Hily, okay? So basically, it's a machine that serves up like recommendations and matches for you. So it's kind of like taking the emotion out of it, and it's making more like an equation. It's like, you guys have these things in common, and it like the machine computes it and then like matches you together. Obviously, like we say with every app, you can't make the chemistry happen. That's up to you. But I mean, if you're just looking for like a formulaic, like we like these same fundamental things, like 1 + 1 = 2, like this is what it's trying to do.
I'm so interested to see how it works out, because, you know, I was consulting a dating app that was going to do something similar, and I think they just stepped away from it. But it's matching people based upon interest is generally what they're saying to do. Where should you match people based upon interest, or should you match them based upon values?
Ooh.
Like, do you want to date somebody who loves Michael Jackson as much as you do?
Yeah, I mean, that might be a little weird. You know, like those couples that are like obsessed with Disneyland. Yeah. And you're like, why? I mean, it's okay, and Disneyland's like the happiest place on earth. But also, like, that's a little weird that you have like Winnie the Pooh tattooed on
Yeah, but we're all looking for something different. So something new.
Okay, that could be you. Okay, I'm not trying to bag on it. I'm just saying, yes, I get what you're saying. Like, those are kind of like ancillary things that like might be a fun subject to talk about every now and then. But like at the end of the day, is it really like a foundation that you're going to build a relationship on? We're obsessed with, you know, Silver Spoons, the TV show. Like, no.
Yeah, but somebody is going to get lucky, and they're going to at least have one married couple from that app.
Right. And I think that basically what it's doing for you, it's like if you go on to, I think it's Plenty of Fish now has revamped their app, and they have a bunch of different, it's like a really intense questionnaire, which is great. Like, I think you should answer. I think also, not Match.com, but the other one.
Okay, keep it.
No, the other one like Match.com where you have to pay.
eHarmony?
eHarmony. They also make you fill out this
Extensive questionnaire.
And people say that's really, really like it works. Because I think they do ask questions about value and things like that. This is saying it's not really leaving it up to you so that you don't get confused in the process. Like, oh my God, wait, he likes Michael Jackson too? Like that might throw you. Like it's doing it for you. It's gonna like trust it. Fill the things out, put your things in. It'll match you based on, I'm assuming it's likes, maybe values too. I don't really know what goes into it. And then boom.
Well,
Husband,
I'm going to download
wife.
it. And I'm going to check it out.
You have to do it for research,
yeah,
Christina.
Totally I do. Yeah,
I think you do.
Let's see what this is all about.
I mean, it's really important.
AI might be predicting the future of compatibility.
You might be, and I kind of like it. And we're going to get Jocelyn in here really soon, guys, and we're going to talk to her. I wonder if she has ever been on a dating app.
Ooh.
We ask our guests that a lot because we're like, you know, we want to know what they've been doing. We had, oh my God, we had a guy on our show who was he was the creator of the Anywhere app. And so that it's like, it checks you into a location. And then once you're there, if you check into the app, it tells you who else is on the app. And you could like wink and wave at each other in the area. And then their goal is to like get you off of an app basically, which sounds like not like it makes sense if you're an app, but their point is to like meet in person. And you know how hard that is on a dating app. It like never happens.
Is that Happen? It's similar to Happen.
It's similar to Happen, but I think there's a couple of different things, and they're also in like the developmental stages, so things are changing constantly. But we're like, have you been on dating apps? And he's like, yeah, I have. And we're like, oh, and he's in a relationship. And we're like, how'd you meet your girlfriend? He's like, on Tinder. We were like, shut the fuck up.
Well, fun fact.
His girlfriend on Tinder.
That's amazing. So, fun fact, I've been actually kicked off of Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and Happen. Yeah.
Sorry, I was drinking my vodka. I'm sorry, Christina. What?
Kicked off all of them because when I first started Underground and Attached, I would use each of these apps to communicate to men that we're providing an alternative. And while many men joined us from those dating apps, it also got some men mad because they felt like I had rejected them.
Right.
Like they just stepped on, they matched with me, and all of a sudden, I don't want to date them. I want to, invite them.
Yes.
To
And
come
so they
to
were
this
like,
other
no, but they wanted to date you.
They wanted to date me, or they thought it was fake, or that I was selling them something.
Right. And then they felt, oh my God, and you got kicked off the apps. I love it.
I'm still working to try to get back on them.
You are such a fucking rebel. I love it so much. You probably like were rubbing your crystal and being like, I'm gonna fuck you over. No, I'm kidding. I love it. It's so funny. Okay, guys, we have Jocelyn here.
Yay!
Thank you so much for coming. Put your microphone up by your cute little mouth so we can hear you talking. Set yourself up, girl.
Ooh, I'm official. I'm here.
Do you feel like Britney Spears with that microphone on?
Honestly, I sometimes want to request to wear these microphones exclusively so that I can feel like Britney at all times.
All times.
That's the goal for all of us. I mean, I would say.
It's Britney, bitch. It's Britney, bitch. We made you a Clevver cocktail. I still can't say it. I made it up.
What's in this?
Okay, it's a key lime. I know you like La Croix. I saw you drinking one. I stalk you.
It's the most basic bee thing of all time. I live for it.
I'm fucking obsessed. Have you tasted the new key lime flavor? Because you're about to with the vodka.
I don't think I have.
So key lime, La Croix, new flavor, and the vodka because we're hydrating and dehydrating at the same time.
That's so good. This tastes like vacation.
It does. Isn't it amazing?
This is really good.
I know.
This is good for you too, right?
You're welcome. That's why we're calling it the Clevver cocktail, because see what we did there? We're clever.
I feel so much better.
I mean,
this stuff is not in New York City. This is such an LA thing.
It's actually a Midwest thing, guys. It's a Midwest thing. It literally started in the Midwest, and it was like the cheap, like Shasta. Like, you know how we have Shasta here? It's like the cheap soda. They had La Croix.
Well, I thought it was La Croix. Because that's really
I know,
fancy.
it's LaCroix. But
it's LaCroix.
No.
La Croix is fine with me.
Jocelyn, we don't say that. And I don't fucking care what the website says. It rhymes with whatever they say, boy. It's not. Christian Lacroix is a designer. We don't say Christian LaCroix. We say Christian Lacroix. That's why it's Lacroix. In Lacroix, also, it sounds cuter because you can say LaCroix-tail.
That's so
We can't say LaCroix-tail. I know, I'm really I'm
Super
like
creative.
super creative, especially when it comes to making drinks. And you are super creative. So Jocelyn and I actually have known each other for a really long time.
Such a rich history. I was actually trying to dig up some photos.
No, you were not. I would die.
I do have some of us.
No, you don't.
By the way, definitely, because some of the viewers that follow me at Clevver have found many of these.
We were like bikini models for a hot tub or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, we modeled for, I think it was like Cal Spa.
Oh, yes, it was.
And I just remember, like, we were both models, but I mean, I was like the shortest person there. And I was
my God.
Slipping and sliding around inside of this jacuzzi because all the other models were so tall and could fit in the jacuzzi better, and I could barely keep.
Yeah, wasn't there like a tall blonde girl or something? Yeah, and then there was me and Jocelyn who were basically the same person, but like my hair was a slightly bit lighter. And then there were like girls. Oh, we're changing headsets. It's live, guys. It's live. We were in the back, like we were at some house and we were in some back room, like changing bikinis because they were like, you switch bikini. Anyway, it was anyway. And when it was like 10 years ago, probably or something.
Probably.
We were only like 12 years old. It was weird.
Literally, I think I was in elementary school. It was the weirdest. But do you know the house that we shot that whole photo shoot at was actually originally owned by the person who wrote Wizard of Oz.
No. How did we not know that?
We did. We definitely
we did?
knew it because like there was like little panic rooms in the house and there was some sort of like maze in the backyard and it was like borderline super creepy but also like so cool.
Wait, how do I not know that? Wizard of Oz is like one of my favorite movies.
It was also 10 years ago, so
yeah.
you know.
Maybe I did. I just forgot. But I do remember it being weird and like empty.
Super weird.
Yeah.
As was pretty much everything I ever did.
Do they pay you guys good for that?
I don't even remember. Probably not.
I feel like, though, we have the same agent, and I feel like they got us really good jobs.
They did. I was like, yeah.
How much am I getting paid to do this? I'm like, sweet.
Yeah, yeah. And then at the time, it was like, yeah, no, we had so much fun. So now I remember like meeting you then. How did you get into hosting? Were you hosting then?
I was. So when I was in college, I wanted to do more of the hard news route. When I graduated, I sort of decided to pivot, as they say, into more hosting, which is such a different beast. Like, I didn't grow up acting or, you know, the extent of my auditions was like a dance or like cheer team audition. That was all I'd ever done. So the concept of becoming a host and needing an agent to go on auditions was like a different language to me. So I was working then, but definitely not full time. And I got an agent. They were like, we should send you out for commercials. And then somehow I was like modeling. And I was like, I don't know how all this is going on. But it was amazing because it gave me the flexibility to pursue what I really wanted to do, which was hosting.
And it's all semi-related-ish.
It's all related.
It opens you up to just being comfortable in that atmosphere.
Exactly. Because I would have had no idea how to do an audition.
Were you terrified at first? Like... to jump in front of a mic and...
No. I mean, I had been doing on camera for, like, my college news and, like, internships and all that kind of stuff. So I was pretty comfortable. And I think most people that are hosts, like you guys, you're so comfortable and natural.
Yeah. This is new for me.
Well, I can't tell. You look so comfortable.
To be honest with you, I actually don't think it's the most comfortable thing ever.
Really?
I'm like, I do, but I don't. Like, I also am like, it's
weird. I mean, it's a weird job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
no
one's in here. We're just talking to each other.
I know. We're like,
crazy.
and then when you think about it too, you're like, why is this? I'm just having a conversation. Like, that's all it is.
It is weird. And I sometimes wonder to myself, one of the shows I work on is really just, it's a vlog show where we just some girls hanging out. Like, that is the show. And I'm always like, why do people watch this? But I love podcasts. Yeah. And I feel like on my favorite podcasts, which are mostly hosted by women that are just friends, I'm like, oh my gosh, like I know more about their lives than they do. I think it's embarrassing, but I love that.
It's real. What I like about it, it's real. Like Clevver TV, basically. So we know that you were like with Clevver from like literally the nuts and bolts, like beginning of all of the things where you were like shooting in someone's garage.
Yeah, we were shooting in a garage in West Covina, and that was when I first started hosting, and I was so green. And really back then, 10 years ago, the internet was just like cat videos. Like there was no premium.
Which, nothing wrong with that, Jocelyn.
Hey, I love a good cat video.
I do too.
Okay. So yeah, but those are the jobs I was getting, and I was like, this is cool, this is awesome, it'll be good for my reel.
Yeah.
And then I was kind of like, hey, I don't think the internet's a trend. I think it's all going this way. And so I just ultimately threw all my eggs in that digital basket and have been working at Clevver for almost 10 years, which is crazy.
And so then in that process, you became on the production side behind the camera. Like, was that a goal of yours or just happened that way?
I mean, it's kind of the advice I was given, and definitely the advice I give people now is you have to be able to do everything if you want to work and just basically get hired so that you can do anything just to be more productive. So when I first started in digital, you know, we don't have like budgets. Now it's so much different. But I mean, I was like taking out the trash and doing everyone's makeup and craft service. And like I had one shirt that I would wear inside out and backwards so it looked different. And like those are all true stories.
Yeah.
We worked in a garage in West Covina. And then as the channel grew, and this is like back in the day when like big shows that are on TV would never have covered like teenagers, like a Justin Bieber or Miley Cyrus or the Jonas Brothers. And that's where we really found our niche because all the young people were on this thing called YouTube that all the parents were like, what's that?
Yeah.
There was like no ads on YouTube. It was such a different landscape.
It was like the Wild Wild West.
I mean,
you got
it is,
in it.
It is. That's how I always describe it. Like we're like pioneer women or something out in the Wild West. But it's been so cool, and I love being involved on the producing side because like that, you guys know, that's where the real creativity comes into play. That's where the hard work happens, and that's also where like the success or maybe failure happens too.
But that's
it's
all part of the
it.
journey. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so you guys like started Clevver TV is really kind of known for like entertainment based news. You guys talk about celebrities, you talk about things like that, and then you started having shows on the channel where you guys were like. It was
weird
like
things.
doing weird shit, like eating foods and like going on. And it was all about you, the hosts. And so to go from this celebrity-based thing to the more like real life, and your channel grew. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, it's been so interesting. So like traditionally what we've built the business on and what we've been super successful at is entertainment news on YouTube. And so, you know, we're very similar to what you would see on TV, but for a different audience, a millennial audience. So that's my background, is like interviewing celebrities and doing stuff like this and being a host. But we started seeing a lot of success in some of our personality content. We were like, oh my gosh, do people like us for ourselves? This is wild. And it really just opened up a whole new platform for us at Clevver, where we started creating content built around the talent that we have in-house, which, I mean, I think they're amazing and entertaining, and I'm like, I think other people will too, and it worked. So as a result of that, we've just built a whole other set of programming that's all personality-based, surrounding our people. And I mean, I want to say, not last year, but the year before, which is when we started doing it, our subscribership increased by like several 100%. We went from like, I don't know the exact numbers at the time, but I would say like 4 million to 11 million. I mean, it was like really substantial.
Wow.
And a lot of that we pinpoint as being a result of just being ourselves.
Yeah.
And being able to create new content. And it's only going to continue to grow
Yeah.
because like people in my age group who are like on the cusp millennials or whatever are now really diving in online. No one watches TV when it's live, seldomly. So
I agree.
Did you feel like you could have played this real you in your 20s?
I mean, I think I could have. I think it would have been a different person, that's for sure. She would have had like 12 more of these Clevver cocktails by now, or maybe a few shots. But I do that sometimes too.
I mean, it still happens, Jocelyn.
I was at, who am I? I was at Bungalow
Shut
until
up.
10 o'clock last night.
What?
I'm supposedly an adult, you guys.
That was a Sunday fun day.
It was
That's a
very
great
fun.
singles place, I hear.
It was very fun. It was very interesting. But yeah, I think in my 20s it would have been awesome. I would have loved that opportunity, but it just, at the time, wasn't what I was doing, wasn't what I was always getting hired for. Sometimes I would get hired to do shows, because I did a lot of freelance work where I could infuse more personality, but being like a traditional reporter or host, you're taught to make it about your subject and not yourself.
Right.
So it was kind of like breaking some of the habits I had been taught were so important in journalism. And now I'm just like, I don't really know what I'm doing. And who knows, next week the rules will be different.
I love
we'll
it.
start over.
No,
so.
and I think that's what people really want to see, like especially with, like, I mean, it's been going on for a while, but the surge of reality TV and just being like a fly on the wall, or just watching like people be real. I mean, that's when it's not around anymore. That's like Vine. People got famous off of that, just like basically vlogging and just being. I mean, today I think I saw your Instagram story. You're like, we're looking for Szechuan sauce.
Oh, have you guys heard about this Szechuan
No.
thing?
What is
Oh
it?
my gosh! So there's this show, Rick and Morty. I don't watch it. It's huge. Everyone's obsessed with
Like
it.
what kind of a show? Like,
I think it's an animated. Like, I'm gonna get so much hate. I think it's an animated show. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And there's some mention.
It is?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
I'm like getting scared of the fan boys and girls of the world. And there's this like Szechuan sauce promotion that McDonald's was doing in conjunction with the show, but they like didn't provide enough sauce. So like people are waiting in line at McDonald's to get a sauce, and they're having to call in like, I think in one city like helicopters were called in because people were like so out of hand. So today we did what any responsible, you know, hard-hitting journalist would do. And we found some on Craigslist.
Amazing.
And we made several calls.
Can't you just go to the fucking store and get it?
Oh, no. They're not selling it.
Oh,
it's a promotional thing only. We paid $125 for a packet of it.
Jocelyn.
Yep. At our boss's encouragement. The president of our company.
All right.
Signed off on this.
All right.
And met someone at, I think it was Century City Mall.
Which, by the way,
swap.
The exchange.
Yeah,
that mall was amazing.
Felt very cool.
Szechuan sauce. Also, do you guys remember in the 90s when like Mulan came out and they were making Szechuan sauce for a Mulan thing?
I think it's like a normal sort of condiment.
This
but this
already
is just...
happened, and now all of a sudden you guys are acting like fucking Szechuan sauce is a new thing. P.S. Fireball is Goldschlager.
Oh, that's very mind-blowing for me.
You guys, have you...
Goldschlager was one of the first drinks that I stole from my parents.
Yes, it's like, look, there's Gold Flecks and it tastes like cinnamon, and we would take shots of it. And now everyone's like, Fireball. I'm like, it's Goldschlager without the gold, which is way less cool. Like, it's the same thing.
It is mind-blowing, but everything from the 90s comes back, like including
totally
crushed velvet.
I have a crushed...
all the good
yes,
things.
I have a crushed velvet tank top from Forever 21, and that I almost wore tonight, but I wore this from Forever 21 instead.
Very cute. A little off-the-shoulder action.
I know, and your leopard shoes are so cute. You need to tell us about your... Okay, so you still do some, like, interview things, and you just had, like, an interview with Shania Twain.
Right, which is why I bought these shoes.
Are you guys best friends now?
Basically, I mean, I think we are.
How did that happen?
On Twitter, so we're best friends. Yeah, so her team, she hasn't put out an album in 15 years. She's clearly an icon. She's had so much going on. I was and am obsessed with her.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she's the queen of leopard print. Anywho, so her album came out last week. It's called Now. It's #1 everywhere. She, like, came out on the same day as Miley and Demi. I mean, blew everybody
Blew them out of the water. She's Shania.
Because she's Shania. And her team reached out and was like, hey, you know, her album's coming out. Her label reached out and was just like, can you host a 30-minute live stream with Shania? And I was like, does anyone say no to that?
You're like, I can't.
That's amazing.
Anything for her. And she was awesome and wonderful. And I was like, she's going to be one of those people who, like, smells really good.
Yeah.
You
Did
know?
she?
Yeah.
Did she feel like a woman?
So womanly. Oh,
Did
my
she wear
gosh.
high heels?
Yeah, she did.
She's like 5'4", right?
Maybe.
Oh, is she
I
small?
don't know.
She's
She
tiny,
might
yeah.
be smaller than that. Even I'm not sure on her height, but she definitely had on heels, and she was small. But she's just like Shania.
But
she's so gorgeous.
Yes. I
And
love
just
her.
like really lovely, because you never know. Like they always say, like, don't meet your heroes.
Is she your hero?
I mean, now she is.
Yeah.
I mean, so you know, you're like afraid to meet your favorite celebs, because what if they don't live up to these weird expectations?
I know.
But she's great.
I love that, and I love that you did that interview. I saw some clips, and also you do in conjunction with that at Clevver. You also do. Now we were talking about going from the more like celeb stuff into the reality stuff. So you guys do Lunchy Break.
Oh,
explain
Lunchy
what
Break.
that is to
So that's
everyone.
the show I was kind of mentioning, where it's just a vlog show. We wanted to call it Lunch Break, but another YouTube channel already had the rights to the name Lunch Break. So I was like, that's stupid. Like, who owns Lunch Break? That's like, the world owns that as a statement. So
I
I'm
hate
like,
that.
it's dumb. Just add a Y and call it Lunchy Break.
And it's cuter that way
and then
anyway.
It's stuck. And I'm like, this is the dumbest. Like, our CEO or president will be like talking about Lunchy Break is a great show, and I'm just listening to people say it's so funny. Essentially, we just created it so that we could get free food for lunch.
That's
and you try different types of foods. Like
I watched it today.
Yeah, like a food trend or something, right?
Well, we have a show called Cheat Day, which
and
is a
that's
lot more
Cheat Day,
structured, where we try like indulgent foods, food trends, like unicorn frappuccinos, the most expensive hamburger in the world, that kind of stuff. Lunchy Break is literally just... It's a myriad of things. It's like sometimes we're going to Olive Garden, and then sometimes we're going to Italy to hang out with Tom Hanks. Like, it's kind of like a travel...
did you really do that?
We really did that. And we did a Lunchy Break
I
with
love that you
Tom
just
Hanks.
snuck that in there.
Yeah, so it's like a really... That show really runs the gamut of, like, today we went to In-N-Out, and then on another day we're like, I don't know, like I said, going to hang out with Tom Hanks or something.
I am like...
It's across the board.
Why, how, and why?
Same. I asked myself the same question.
Do you think are celebrities more accessible these days than they've ever been?
I think that they are, because I think about like my teen self, and it's because of social media.
Yeah, I
if
agree.
they want to make themselves accessible, the thought that I could have like tweeted Justin Timberlake as a teenager makes me freak out inside. You know,
Justin Timberlake is my favorite.
If I could have done that as a kid, I mean, can you imagine?
I would have died.
Yeah.
I would have freaked out. I went to an NSYNC concert when I was like 18, and
I went to like all of them.
I went to all of them too, and I wore a shirt that said "Lustin' for Justin."
Stop.
I puff painted it myself.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I actually wore a zebra velvet hat or crushed velvet, and me and my girlfriend's bedazzled tees that spelt out insane.
I mean, that sounds pretty fly.
Crimped hair.
The whole nine.
Yeah.
And I swear he made eye contact with me from the stage, and I thought I was literally going to explode. Like, that was a real thing. So that's what I'm saying. Could you imagine if you could communicate with them in some way? It was like, no, I wouldn't have been able to wrap my brain around that.
And they're just, I think, a lot more accessible. And now that's just a part of youth culture, our culture in general, is being active on. I mean, my dad is like posting on Facebook 80 times a day.
Stop.
Wow.
No, he definitely is. So that kind of is just like an example of how infused it is into our culture.
Totally.
And I love
into
it.
other generations too. And I feel like the older generation is way more into like Facebook and
For
stuff.
sure.
My mom still cannot figure out how to use Instagram. I'm like, it's way easier than just post the fucking photo, Mom.
No.
Like, it's not that hard.
Facebook's where it's at for the moms.
But
and dads.
it's like but at least they're there though. They're in it and they're connected in some way.
Exactly. They're like finding their old high school friends.
Oh my
and their,
God.
like junior high boyfriends.
Posting
or
their class
whatever.
reunion photos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I love it. I think it's great. The only danger I think is like sometimes it's hard to balance like living your life online and then also living your real life.
Yeah.
You know?
And how do you feel about that now? Because you do like really open up your life. You were doing just like more celebrity interview things. Now you're like in it. Like, we see you in your house. We see you with your boyfriend sometimes. Like, how do you, so you're in a relationship.
I'm in a relationship, but I always sort of the thing that I use as a marker is that until, like, say I'm going through something in life, whatever that might be, until I know what's going on in my life and I feel comfortable with it, whether it's a personal issue or whatever, until I've worked through it myself, I would not post about it. That's just the way that I choose to, like, rule my emotions. I guess some people feel better working their stuff out very publicly. For me, I don't feel like that's healthy for me.
Right.
And, like, dating, I don't think I posted a photo of my boyfriend for, like, definitely over a year. Just because.
How long have you guys been together?
We met almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
So, I mean, and I don't think I post, maybe even like more, maybe even longer than a year. Just because I wanted to have it for myself.
Yeah.
You know?
I was the same way. I felt like I didn't want to post a photo of my boyfriend until like way into it. And also he has a daughter, so it was just like,
Yeah, so
not that I would
it's
post
more-
photos. It's just like,
Exactly.
I don't wanna, like, I don't care. I'm not trying to like claim him or make a statement or anything.
Exactly.
You know?
And I think like you can share a lot and also not share everything.
Yeah.
That's the way I feel about it. You don't have to be like super closed off. And the boundaries like change all the time. Like maybe tomorrow I'll be like, oh, I want to put like my nudes out, which I don't have any nudes, but maybe
if you
tomorrow
did,
I'll have some. You
maybe
know?
you could put on that crushed velvet zebra hat and take a few shots.
Just go for it.
I think so. I mean, why the fuck not? Okay, and how does he feel about like, because he is not, is he in the industry? No. So what does he do? What's the balance for him?
So he's worked in the past with like influencers and sort of has friends in, I guess, like celebrity or celebrity adjacent world. But he's that, and that's what's great is he's like, there's normal people out there. Not that I don't consider myself normal. What is normal? I don't really know. Still figuring that out.
I don't think any of us are
but he's super supportive, and like my whole family's always been really supportive. But like the one thing I won't do is I have my sister's kids. I very seldomly will post anything of them. That's the only thing that like freaks me out.
Yeah.
Is like I'm just like, ooh, I don't know. There's just so many weirdos in the world.
I agree.
How'd you guys meet?
We actually met through. So I was on Amazing Race, the show Amazing Race.
Yes, we need to talk about that. Okay.
We met through the casting director, one of the casting directors on that show. Because I'm all about
Like
referrals.
blind date?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wait, really?
Ooh.
She just set us up because she was like, "Oh, you guys, have a lot in common, and maybe you can work together, and also like maybe you guys would be like good to date or whatever." So the
you
rest is
went,
history.
did you go into it like no pressure, just thinking you're meeting some guy that might be cool?
I think I knew that she was trying to set me up with him,
Okay.
but you know, I would always go on blind dates. I think
I totally did
You
too.
never know, like,
never
who
know.
you're gonna meet, a friend, or have like an interesting story.
But how blind are they really in this day and age? Like, didn't you know what he looked like? And all
I
of the
didn't.
things?
Actually.
You didn't? I did that one time too.
No, because I always like, oh gosh, it always freaks me out. Like, people can Google all of us, right? But I'm
Yeah.
like, if they Google me, they'll like see me like eating like 12 hot dogs,
And you're
then,
like, ugh.
doing like taking a shower with 15 people at some weird spa or something, and I'm like,
Yeah.
So I actually typically never Googled people before I went on a
Really?
date.
And were you
after the first date, I would Google them to make sure like they didn't have like a secret second life or something.
Right, and so you would
but-
let the like natural meeting
yeah,
happen.
because I would always hope like people would do the same for me. Because if
Yeah.
they would Google me, they'd be like, "She's so weird,"
Which they might kind of like.
which is kind of okay.
Which is kind of okay. Were you ever on dating apps?
No, I never did a dating app, but I did so many. I just call it referrals. I like referrals. So like, I went on a date once with my aunt's dentist.
Stop. And you know your aunt went to the dentist and was like, oh my God, you have to
Literally.
meet my niece,
Yeah.
Jocelyn. And she's
Like,
from New York. I don't know why.
I would just, I met so many cool people, so many interesting stories, but I never did dating apps. But my sister met her husband on eHarmony.
Ooh,
talking
yes.
And I think that's one of the best ones because she did like all of them, and we
Yep.
were roommates. We lived together forever, so I would always get like the stories from her. It's like a marital commitment, just filling out that dating
We
app in
just
general.
talked about that.
Uh-huh.
So if someone is committed to filling out that form, they're committed to a relationship before you even meet them.
That's what people say about that app.
yeah. And,
That
and
one,
you
and
pay
there's
for
a-
that one.
And
Yeah.
you have to pay, and it's like not $5. It's more expensive.
It's more than the Szechuan sauce you bought.
I don't know if it's more than that. That
No,
was
it's not.
$125 for like a packet, like a ketchup-sized packet.
Was it good?
We haven't tried it yet.
What?
That's what's happening.
What are
tomorrow.
you gonna
We're all
do?
gonna like take one tiny drop of it. and
Like
taste it.
straight? Or are you going to dip something like an egg roll in
I
it
have
or
no
something?
idea. Supposedly, it tastes like a combination of teriyaki and
sweet and
ketchup
sour.
or something.
No, maybe.
I honestly don't
had it.
know.
Maybe.
Have you had it?
If only if I was a cook, this would be like the perfect
know.
time to start making my own recipe and selling
You-
it.
why
To like
don't you-
bank on Szechuan
Yeah.
sauce.
It's like
Side
who
hustle.
knew?
I have not tried it.
Side hustle.
Real hustle.
You guys need to like task rabbit some Szechuan sauce or something. Okay, so we like that your boyfriend's like into your thing and lets you live your life and do the things.
Yeah.
And you met him so organically. We're totally into that. We
Yep.
talk about dating apps a lot on the show, but we like also. There's only so much. We think they're great because they connect people, but they also kind of they disconnect you a little bit too because it's so hard to get off the app. And
Yeah.
Christina does a lot of work trying to connect people
Well,
too.
let's also say she met him organically,
Yeah.
but I love
Yeah.
that she uses like it was a referral. So
Yeah,
that
'cause
she was
that's, you know-
active. Like she was putting herself, in places where she
And
had
you
the
have to be,
potential
like,
to meet
open
him.
and honest. Like there was many years when I was like, I'm just working. That's like what I want to do. That was
Yeah.
my priority. And then at a certain point in life, I was like, I think it was actually I was very open and intentional about it. I was like, I've worked so hard for so long, so many years. I'm starting to meet these goals I've had for myself for a long time. 2016 is the year I'm going to get a life. And I would tell everyone around me, I'm getting a life this year. I'm getting a life.
I'm getting a life.
Yeah, and I kind of did. I mean, I thought I always had a life. Like I loved my
Yeah.
life always. I have a great family and so many like blessings in my life. But I was like, oh, there's more to life. There's even more to life. So it was a good year. It was really good.
I love
And,
that.
Yeah. I
Was
just
the
released it.
relationship the beginning? Was it just like did it just flow, or did you guys have
Oh,
to
for
like,
my year, you mean?
No, I mean with I'm
Oh,
back to the
No,
relationship
I'm like
stuff.
I'm also not a person who like jumps into anything. Like I'm gonna like try on things and then buy them on Amazon.
Are
Like,
you a
I don't-
Libra? When's your
No, I'm
birthday?
a Taurus.
What's
Oh, my
that? I
dad's
don't
a
know what that
Taurus.
is.
I don't really know that much.
No,
I
but,
think
like,
it's a
when-
bull, like I'm
Yeah.
stubborn or something.
Okay, but when's your birthday?
April 25th.
Oh, I think my boyfriend's a Taurus.
Ooh.
He's May 13th.
Yeah, he might be.
Yeah, that's Taurus.
Because I think I'm like at the
Yep.
beginning or
Yeah,
whatever.
on the cusp, or
Yeah.
whatever the fuck all that means.
So I don't jump into anything. So I was like
He
a very
did not jump
get,
into anything.
Get to be friends, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like
no, but I think that's
that sort
good.
of
Don't
thing.
you think? Like, I always think that anything extreme is a red flag.
but everyone's different too. Like
Yeah.
my sister who met her husband on eHarmony on the first date was like, I think this is great. Like, is the feeling mutual? And he's like, we just met 3 weeks ago. You're psychotic. And now they're married. With 2 kids.
So,
That's
hey.
amazing.
So
Put your
you never
intentions
know.
out there.
But I
Yeah.
also feel like you have to be realistic. Like, everybody is different.
Everyone's
and although
different.
you want to meet somebody that's compatible with you, like, you're also not going to be always on the same exact path
No.
and the same exact time frame as that person either. It's all about kind of adjusting and understanding and not taking things personally. Even though it's a very delicate situation, you get really, like, vulnerable and scared. Like, but what did that mean? Or whatever. Like, as long as you can kind of, like, move through those things together, I think it ends up working. And if you were,
And
like...
I think timing is so important because,
It
like,
is.
sometimes people are just at different places in life or wanting different things that maybe the other person wants in 10 years or wanted 10 years ago. And so there's just, like, so many factors.
Yeah.
But I think if you're just honest about, like, this is the year I want to do this, or
You put it out there.
This is the week I want to do this, or this is my goal.
Yeah.
And, like, share it with the people around you. Who knows? Someone might hear you say something and be like, actually, I want to introduce you to my friend, or I have this business contact I want to hook you up with, or whatever.
Say it
And
out
just-
loud. Make it happen.
Yeah, I think that's a really big lesson I've learned just in general. Because
Yeah.
people, I think, in general, I think people are good and they want to help each other
Yeah.
and, you know, in whatever big and small ways they can. But they don't know how to if you don't, like, tell them what's up. So
Yeah, and
throw
you
it
never
out.
know- you never know.
So
Even
I want a Chanel bag. If anyone has one they want to give me, thank you. Thank you so much.
oh my god, I love it so much. Okay, so we are gonna play a quick game with you because we know you've got
Okay.
some knowledge on celebrities,
Oh,
and
gosh.
you know, and also Clevver TV is like the source for like culture, entertainment, celebrity news, interviews, and you also like, you know, being real and keeping it real, and like you like reality TV. You guys talk about reality TV and the reality TV stars. So we are going to compare popular characters from the iconic like 50s show Leave It to Beaver
Oh my
to
gosh.
the reality TV stars of today.
Okay.
Okay, so we are going to ask you, which person is the Eddie Haskell? Like, you know Eddie Haskell's character, right?
I don't know, like, just in general.
He was like, okay,
I know who Eddie is.
Okay,
He's the neighbor.
He's
who
the
was, like-
neighbor that like is like, oh, nice dress, Mrs.
Yeah.
Cleaver, and then would like close the door and like do something bad.
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna pick 2 characters from like a popular reality TV. Which one's the Eddie Haskell and which one's the Beeve?
Okay.
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 All right. Are you ready?
Yes.
And oh, this is our game, and it's called Leave It to Clevver.
Oh, cute.
I
This is so fun.
I'm just like, it's amazing. Okay. Tamara Judge and Vicky Gumbelson from The Real Housewives of Orange County. Who's
Oh my
the Beeve and
gosh.
who's Eddie Haskell? Who's like the
I
fucking...
mean, I guess like Vicky is the Beeve. I guess like, doesn't she think she is?
So you think she's the one that's just like... So the Beeve is more
I don't
like...
know. She's so much drama, and I
She's-
can't even watch that much
But
OC
the-
Housewives.
I know, it's hard to
anymore. It
watch.
makes me feel psycho.
The Beeve is like super... Like he just wants to have fun, but he like learns a lesson.
Okay, then it's got to be Tamara then.
She's the Beeve, and
I think so.
Vicky is Eddie Haskell.
Yeah,
I agree.
But that show stresses me out. I have to like stick with like Southern Charm because I like them.
Okay.
I really
All right.
do.
Okay. Why don't you throw one out there? Pick anyone, Christina.
You guys are so much better at this. I consume no media, but
that's fine. Just throw one out there.
I'm gonna throw out. Can I do Bethany Frankel?
Yeah.
Oh,
Bethany
yeah.
Frankel and Ramona Singer.
There we go.
Who's the Beeve?
Okay, Ramona's definitely the Beeve for sure.
Yeah.
And Bethany is definitely the Eddie Haskell.
Yeah, because she's kind of like she like has a scheme all the time.
Always.
I don't know. It's just super dramatic. It's just
It's
don't
so
you
that
wanna
show
live-
is so dramatic. It does
Yes,
stress me
don't
out.
they want to live in peace? But I got to give a major shout out to Bethany. She took I want to say she donated like $10 million to the Puerto Rico relief.
A lot of
effort.
people are coming through to that
I
for
think
that,
it's
and I love
awesome.
that. Okay, we're gonna do 2 more. I'm gonna pick. Okay, I'm bringing it back. John Gosselin and Kate Gosselin from John and Kate Plus 8.
Oh my gosh, John. Poor John. Well, whatever. Poor nobody. But I think he's the Beeve.
And yeah, and she's for sure Eddie
Definitely.
Haskell.
Gosh, it's just that's
With the
so
backwards,
unfortunate.
with the backwards
All
mo-
of the
yeah.
whole situation.
The whole situation. Okay, one more,
Ugh.
Christina. Pick one more. Just pick.
Oh, I'm gonna do Kardashians.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with let's go Courtney and Kim.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually just met all of them
You
recently.
did.
Ooh.
And I love all of them. So I'm going to have to say.
You could
they're
even
kinda-
do. Listen,
they're
don't
kinda
forget Chris and Bruce Jenner too.
Oh,
All of them. Who's
okay, well, with
any of
Chris and Caitlyn, I do think
Or
that
Caitlyn,
Chris is definitely the Beeve. And after this book situation, Caitlin's doing them wrong.
I agree.
I'm going to say that she's the Eddie Haskell.
I think so. I think that's it. That's what I would have said.
Yep.
That's what I would have said. Oh my God. Okay. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Remind everyone where they can find you and all of your things at Clevver. What's up for Clevver TV? What's up next?
Yeah, so you can check out Clevver. We have 5 YouTube channels on YouTube, CLEVVER. You can just follow me at Joslyn Davis on any social medias if you want to be totally overwhelmed by whatever weird thing I'm doing.
All the social
medias.
And where can everyone find you, Christina?
You can find me Instagram, Christina Weber 1B, Underground Unattached. You can see all of our experiences that we have lined up in New York City and Los Angeles.
That's amazing. And you can follow me at Lauren Leonelli on all the socials. And don't forget to tune in next week. We have a brand new day and time, you guys, Monday nights, 8 to 9. Jen will be back, and we will be joined by our guests Anna Ochoa and Alexa Outerbridge of Axel Swim. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials at Complicated Show, and we will see you guys next week. Love you long time. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.